Breakfast is one of the most important meal that we must have in a day. So in today's video, I'll be talking about some of the reasonably affordable breakfasts that you can have as a family or as an individual, because we all know that the economy is not so friendly now. Food inflation, things are expensive, but at least these are food that are reasonably at least affordable, and they are very healthy for you to take as a breakfast. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So the first on the list is akara and pap. Yes, in fact, this is one of the most reasonably affordable meal that you can have as breakfast, because it's lightweight and it's also affordable as well. It's not too expensive. Like, it's something that you can make yourself. Akara is something, although it can be very stressful anyway to make akara, but if you can make it yourself, it will come out very nice, and it's also very easy to make as well. And pap also is not expensive as well. With at least with 1,000 naira, you can have this meal. It depends on how large your family is, but it's not a meal that is too expensive, and it's also a very, very healthy meal that you can also have as a breakfast. So at least you have option. Is either the pap, you can take it with milk, that is if you have the money, but if you can't, you can still take the pap alone like that. Then the akara as well, you can also buy from those akara vendors, or it's also something that you can make yourself. But at least it's one meal that is reasonably affordable, but is also a very healthy meal to take as breakfast. So the next affordable meal as well is yam. In fact, this video is coming at the right time because we are in yam season currently. So yam is another very, very affordable or reasonably affordable meal that you can take as breakfast, and it's also very fast to make compared to maybe akara. It's something that you can just peel the yam within 30 minutes to 1 hour, you are done. And you can also make it in different ways. It's either you eat it with yam and egg, although right now egg is getting expensive, or you can also make it as yam porridge as well. That one is also very, very, very cheap as well. Then you can also make yam sauce to eat the yam. So it depends on what you want. You can also fry the yam as well. So that is if you have enough vegetable oil for that. So you have an option, but yam is one of the cheapest affordable meal that you can eat as breakfast. So, and at least right now you can get yam of 1,000 naira. You can also get yam of 800 in the market. It just depends on the size that you can get, but it's another very reasonable, affordable meal that you can have as a breakfast. Another healthy meal too that you can have as a breakfast that is affordable is a plantain porridge. Yes, plantain porridge also is another very healthy meal, especially for those that have a high sugar level, diabetes, that they are trying to control their sugar, and generally because it's very rich in iron. So plantain porridge also is one meal that is affordable, and currently we are in plantain season as well, so it's also a very good and cheap meal that you can make. That's not even, you can even spend less than 500 or at least you can spend like 1,000 naira. It all depends on how rich you want it to be. You can garnish it with fish, crayfish, and you can also use add vegetable to it. So this meal is another meal too that is not that expensive, with 1,000 to 1,500, or it just depends on how large your family is. You can also have this meal as well. So the next on the list is a plantain as well. Fried plantain. Yes, we are also in plantain season right now. With 500 naira, at least you can get a reasonable plantain to a ripe one. Even with 1,000 naira, you can get a reasonable amount of a plantain, and you can also eat it as with egg. That is depends on if you can spend that money on that, or you can also boil it. You can at the same time, you can also use a tomato sauce to eat it as well. But it's one meal too that is reasonably affordable, and at least is in season right now. at least according to like how this particular time that I am making this video. So another affordable, healthy and very cheap or reasonably affordable combo meal that you can have as a family is moi moi and pap as well. Like this is also a very good and healthy meal that is not too expensive. A moi moi is also reasonably affordable. The beans, and it's something that you can make for your family, and you can also buy it. So it just depends on how you want it, and you can combine it with bread. You can also eat it with pap as well. So you can also eat it with rice. So it just depends, and it's one meal that if you make it plenty, you can eat it for days. You can also keep it in the fridge for preservation. So whenever you want to eat, you can bring it out as well and use it to make your breakfast as a family or as an individual. But at least moi moi is one food that is not so extremely, like, it's reasonably affordable. With 2,000 naira and above, you can also have it as a meal, but it just depends on how large your family is. But it's not one food that is extremely expensive, but it just depends on how you want to prepare it. You can use crayfish, you can add crayfish, you can add egg, you can add fish. You can also cook it like that and it will also come out delicious. It just depends on how you can afford to prepare it, but it's another reasonably cheap food. So the next on the list is beans. Yes, beans is another reasonably affordable food that you can eat or prepare as a family for breakfast. It's rich in protein, very affordable, good for every family, and with 2,000 naira, you can even, or not even, also it depends on how large your family is. You can prepare beans. You can prepare it in different ways. You can prepare beans porridge. You can also prepare it as a going, like boiling the beans and frying your sauce separately. You can eat it with pap. You can also eat it with bread as well. So it just depends on how you want it. But at least it's one meal that's with 1,500 or even 1,000 naira. It just depends on how large your family is one healthy meal, and it's also easy to prepare. So there's no more stress preparing it, except you are somebody that you want to just do extra. But it's one of the simplest and healthy, rich meal that you can have as breakfast. The next on the list is black plantain and egg sauce, or black plantain and vegetable sauce as well. This is another very healthy meal that you can have as breakfast, and it's also affordable. It's not expensive. This food is very rich, even for those that have high sugar level, or those that suffer from diabetes, or if you just want to have a healthy meal, as an individual or as a family. So it's one meal that you can prepare, and it's also not expensive at all. Like I said, we are in plantain season right now, like that's when I'm making this video. So with 1,000 naira or more, you can also have this as a breakfast, and it's also very easy to prepare, no more stress as well. So the next on the list is noodles. Noodles also is another very cheap meal, very fast and easy to make, that you can also eat as a breakfast in the morning. It's very affordable as well. Like in fact, it's one of the cheapest meal that you can afford, and the different ways that you can make it. You can garnish it with your vegetables, to make it healthier. Because although, like they say, that noodles is not something that we're supposed to be consuming all the time, but at least if you want to consume it, if you want to eat it, you make it healthy, you make it rich. So it's very, in fact, it's one of the fastest. It's one of the fastest, sharp meal, and it's also very affordable. Like you cannot spend more to like 1,000 naira. You can, with 500 naira, you can also make noodles, but it just depends on how large you are as a family, or how rich you want it to be as an individual when you are preparing it. But noodles is one of the fastest and the cheapest meal that you can have as a breakfast. The next on the list is spaghetti. Spaghetti also is another meal that you can have as a breakfast. Very easy to prepare and also affordable as well. At least with 1,000 naira or 1,500 to 2,000 naira, you can make at least a decent spaghetti. But just depends on how rich you want it to be. You can just cook it as spaghetti jollof, or you can also use it, cook it white, then eat it as well with stew or stew sauce. It just depends on how you want it, but it's another very affordable fast meal that you can have as breakfast. So the last on the list is a Irish potato or potatoes. Yes, at least we are still in potato season right now. So it's another meal that you can also make as a family for breakfast or as an individual. It's also affordable. At least with 1,000 naira, you can also make potatoes. You can fry or you can boil. But although Irish potato is slightly more expensive, but it's not that expensive. At least with 1,000 naira or 1,005, you can make a potato. You can fry it. You eat with sauce or egg sauce or vegetable sauce. It just depends on how you want to combine it. So these are some of the breakfast meal or food idea that is not too expensive, that they are reasonably affordable, that you can have as breakfast as a family or as an individual. Which one do you prefer? Which is your favorite? Let us know in the comment section. So that's it for this video. But before you click off, if you have watched to this point and you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button to join the family, and also click on the notification bell to get notified anytime I post a new video. Share this video, someone might find it helpful and useful and informative as well. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. See you in my next one. Bye for now.